Nowruz means a new day, and it is a holiday celebrating renewal, rebirth, and resilience. Originating in Iran over 3,000 years ago, Nowruz is now celebrated across the world, uniting the Persian diaspora across different faiths, ethnicities, and nationalities. Nowruz is a time where we start our lives anew. Most of the text of this resolution was written before Iranians were facing a war. Senator Judah and I had talked about taking Nowruz this year as a time to recognize the struggles of Iranian women who have led the largest women's rights movement in recent history. The women and girls of Iran called out for Zan Zendegi Azadi, woman, life, freedom, and they were faced with brutality from their government, and they continued to show up in the face of repression for a future with civil rights and economic opportunity. We wanted to take this Nowruz to recognize their resilience and their power. But when we talk about the power of Iranian girls, I cannot gloss over the fact that the lives of over 150 little girls was lost when the United States bombed an elementary school. When I talk about renewal and rebirth this Nowruz, I cannot ignore that literal black rain fell over Tehran from strikes on oil depots and refineries. And when I talk about this Nowruz, I have to mention that it was spent with cousins who did not know if their parents were alive, with family members asking us where they should go to be safe, with threats of escalating attacks, with a pregnant family member not knowing where she would deliver her baby when the hospital was bombed, with kids traumatized by their walls shaking, with us not knowing if a family member in the hospital in Iran would pass away because the electricity would be cut off as our president threatened to attack civilian infrastructure. As the only Iranian member of this body, and one of just a handful of Iranian elected officials across the country, I feel an immense pressure to represent the truth of how my family and many other Iranian families are experiencing this holiday. This Nowruz, we cannot celebrate renewal, rebirth, and resilience passively, but instead we must make an active commitment to embody those values in our policymaking, to commit to renew on calls for peace and justice for all Iranians, including the members of the Women Life Freedom Movement, whose struggle is in no way helped by American bombs, to commit to a rebirth of foreign policy that rejects endless wars and instead ushers in a new era of diplomacy, to celebrating the resilience of Iranian culture by protecting that culture from those who threaten to drive it to extinction. Nowruz reminds us that no matter how dark things are, the light always comes. No matter how many flowers may be cut down, it cannot stop the spring. I asked my family members if they have a message to share, and they said, "We hope all wars end and peace and prosperity returns to everyone on planet Earth."